Imagine noticing that someone you love is not doing well, yet not knowing exactly what to say, how to act, or how far to go without crossing boundaries. Depression is often quiet and subtle, and those on the outside may feel a mix of concern, fear of saying the wrong thing, and helplessness. If you have ever experienced this, stay with us, because today we're going to talk about something extremely important: how to help someone with depression in a practical, ethical, and respectful way, offering real support without invading personal limits. And if this kind of content resonates with you, consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. That helps WellState continue sharing information that can truly make a difference in people's lives. The first thing we need to understand is that helping someone with depression does not mean fixing them, saving them, or taking responsibility for their recovery. Depression is a serious mental health condition with biological, psychological, and social factors involved. No perfect conversation, no well-intentioned advice, and no single gesture can cure someone. Real support begins when we let go of the idea of quick solutions and instead offer presence, listening, and consistency. Many people make mistakes early on simply because they do not know how to approach the subject. The fear of saying the wrong thing often leads to silence, but silence can be interpreted as indifference. The approach does not need to be dramatic or technical. Sometimes a simple, calm, and sincere sentence opens important doors. Saying something like, "I've noticed you haven't been doing well, and I want you to know I'm here for you," is far more effective than long speeches or interrogations. The goal is not to force a confession, but to show availability. Listening is one of the most powerful forms of help, and also one of the hardest. When someone with depression talks about how they feel, the natural impulse is to try to cheer them up, minimize the pain, or offer immediate solutions. Phrases like, "It will pass," "Everyone goes through this," or "Try to think positive" may sound supportive, but they often invalidate the person's experience. Ethical listening does not judge, minimize, or compete with the other person's pain. It makes space for it, even when it is uncomfortable. It's important to remember that depression changes how a person sees themselves, the world, and the future. Excessive guilt, feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and deep emotional exhaustion are common. Understanding this helps you avoid taking certain behaviors personally. If the person withdraws, takes longer to respond, or seems uninterested, it's usually not a lack of care. More often, it's a sign that they are struggling just to cope. Another essential point is respecting boundaries. Helping does not mean monitoring, controlling, or pressuring. Constantly asking if the person showered, got out of bed, or did something productive can increase guilt and emotional burden. Offering practical help in a gentle way is often more effective. Open questions like, "Is there anything specific I can help you with today?" give the person a sense of choice and autonomy, something depression often takes away. It is also crucial to understand your role in this process. You are support, not a therapist. Encouraging professional help is an act of care, not rejection. Many people hesitate to suggest therapy or psychiatric support because they fear sounding cold or dismissive, but bringing it up respectfully at the right moment can be life-changing. Saying something like, "I care about you, and I think a professional could offer support in ways I can't," communicates honesty and concern. Helping someone with depression also requires patience with their timeline. Recovery is not linear. There will be better days and very difficult ones. Acknowledging small victories without exaggeration reinforces real progress. Sometimes getting out of bed is already a huge achievement. Recognizing that, without comparing it to external standards, truly matters. There is another aspect that is often overlooked: taking care of yourself while caring for someone else. Supporting someone in emotional distress can be draining. Feelings of frustration, exhaustion, and even guilt are common. Setting clear boundaries is not abandonment, it's mutual protection. You can only offer consistent support if you are also taking care of your own well-being. Seeking information, sharing responsibility with other trusted people, and, if needed, getting professional guidance for yourself are all part of ethical care. Another important consideration is avoiding exposure without consent. Sharing personal details with others, even with good intentions, can break trust. In situations of real and immediate risk, seeking outside help is necessary. Outside of that, respecting privacy is a profound form of respect. Helping someone with depression also involves normalizing treatment, talking about therapy and medication as legitimate tools, not as last resorts or signs of weakness, helps reduce stigma. The more natural these conversations are, the safer the person may feel about seeking help. Finally, remember that the fact you are looking for information already shows care. Consistent presence, even when it's quiet, can be powerful. A simple message checking in, a no-pressure invitation, or a "I'm thinking of you" can become an anchor during moments of deep darkness. It's essential to talk about warning signs that should not be ignored when supporting someone with depression. Although each person experiences depression differently, certain changes deserve special attention. Frequent comments about life having no meaning, wanting to disappear, feeling like a burden, or increasing isolation may signal deeper distress. In these moments, support needs to become more active, without losing respect. Asking directly whether the person is thinking about harming themselves does not plant the idea in their mind. On the contrary, when done with care and empathy, it can open the door for a cry of help that was being held back. If there's immediate risk, seeking professional help or emergency services is an act of care, not betrayal. Ethical support also means protecting life when necessary, even when it feels uncomfortable. Whenever possible, it's important to be transparent with the person, explaining that the intention is to care, not to control. Another crucial point is understanding what to avoid when helping someone with depression. Comparisons are especially harmful. Saying that others have it worse or that someone has everything to be fine invalidates pain and increases emotional isolation. Pressuring for quick changes, demanding positive reactions, or imposing solutions often leads to resistance and shame. Helping is not about accelerating someone else's process to ease your own anxiety. It's common for family members and friends to feel frustrated when they don't see progress. In these moments, it helps to remember that depression is not solved through willpower. It affects energy, motivation, concentration, and even the ability to feel pleasure. Understanding this prevents unfair expectations and unnecessary pressure. Long-term support requires consistency, not intensity. Small gestures repeated over time are often more effective than occasional grand efforts. Staying in touch, even when the person doesn't respond, shows that they have not been forgotten. Respecting silence without disappearing creates a delicate balance between presence and space. It is also helpful to adapt your support to the person's preferences. Some people feel more comfortable talking, while others prefer quiet company. Some benefit from simple activities, like taking a short walk together or watching something light, without the expectation of conversation. The most effective support observes, asks, and adjusts. Another fundamental aspect is reinforcing the person's identity beyond the illness. Depression can consume someone's sense of self, making everything revolve around suffering. Gently reminding them of interests, strengths, and past experiences helps restore a sense of continuity. This does not mean denying current pain, but showing that it doesn't define everything they are. It's also important to accept that sometimes help will be refused. This can be painful, but it's part of the process. Maintaining openness without resentment increases the likelihood that the person will reach out when they are ready. Helping someone with depression often requires deep humility and patience. Clear communication is a powerful ally throughout this journey.
Expressing your own feelings without blame is also healthy. Saying things like, "I worry about you," or "Sometimes I don't know the best way to help, but I want to try," humanizes the relationship and removes the pressure to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to walk alongside them. It's worth reinforcing that social support is a protective factor, but it doesn't replace professional treatment. When someone begins therapy or medical care, your role remains important. Encouraging consistency, respecting setbacks, and acknowledging commitment to treatment are meaningful ways to help. In the end, helping someone with depression also changes the person who helps. It builds empathy, listening skills, and awareness around mental health. This doesn't erase the fatigue, but it gives purpose to the effort. If you've made it this far, you're likely someone who cares deeply, and that already matters. If this content was helpful, leave a like, subscribe to WellState, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on well-being, mental health, and quality of life. Sharing responsible information is also a form of care. Thank you for being here, for engaging with such a sensitive and necessary